During this presentation, specialists from the University of Wisconsin-Madison Division of Extension and the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection discuss biosecurity practices for livestock at fairs, shows, and exhibitions. Biosecurity means keeping livestock healthy by protecting them from diseases. Anytime we bring animals together from different farms, there is a risk of sharing germs. However, there are steps you can take to reduce the risk of introducing and spreading diseases while attending shows, and steps to take to not bring diseases home to your farm.
No one is more vested in the success of your livestock operation than you are. Your farm's biosecurity plan depends on you. Government regulations are never the first line of defense. Rather, a successful biosecurity plan is dependent on consistent and thorough management steps that you and everyone on your operation practice every single day to reduce the risk to your animals and your herd.
Risks associated with mixing animals can be reduced by excluding disease entry onto the show grounds, into your farm when returning from the show, separating the potential for disease spread around the show and on your farm, cleaning dirt and manure from pens and equipment used at the show, and disinfecting equipment used with your animals. Check out Iowa State's Center for Food Security and Public Health, which has many great biosecurity resources. We are using these 4 buckets: exclude, separate, clean, and disinfect to help you manage biosecurity at shows. Your herd health practices help exclude diseases. Health is managed by providing proper nutrition and clean and properly sized and ventilated feeding and resting spaces. Work with your nutritionist, veterinarian, and other advisors to plan your herds and your show animals' health. Vaccinating and deworming animals helps build their immunity. Inspect your animals daily to quickly identify and treat sick animals. Identify a veterinarian who will work with you to prevent problems. Build your veterinary client-patient relationship, or VCPR, and use that relationship to plan successful disease prevention and treatment protocols.
Shows and exhibitions are required to meet state animal health regulations, which, depending on the species, may include a certificate of veterinary inspection, test negative results for specific diseases, official identification, and examination for disease upon arrival at the event. In addition to the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection requirements for shows and exhibitions, event organizers may have additional requirements for animals attending the event. For specific requirements for the animals you intend to show, check our website, but also remember to see if the specific event has additional requirements. Animals that do not meet requirements to attend the show will not be allowed to stay unless they're able to meet both state and show-specific requirements.
Separation means keeping different animals separate at the show. As much as possible, limit nose-to-nose contact between your animals and others while at the show. Separate by isolating animals returning to the farm after the show. Talk to your veterinarian about how long the separation period should be. Generally, a minimum of 2 weeks is advisable. Do not share water, feed areas, or fence lines with the farm animals. Feed and handle these returning animals after the home herd by using designated equipment. Change soiled clothing, clean your footwear, and wash your hands before entering or leaving the show barn and before entering or leaving the isolation area on your farm.
We can decrease the potential for disease spread by being careful not to track manure, bedding, or dirt between animal exhibits. Wear designated footwear and clothing and use separate feeding and cleaning equipment. For example, don't shovel feed with the same tools that were used to muck pens, and do not share equipment with other exhibitors. Limit other show attendees and visitors' access to your animals, maintain cleanliness of the visitor pathways between exhibits, and do not allow others to handle or pet your animals without taking similar precautions to reduce the risk of carrying germs to your animals.
It's especially important to clean and disinfect all equipment used with your animals. The cleaning process can be broken down into 4 basic steps: dry cleaning, washing, rinsing, and drying. When done appropriately, cleaning alone removes a large percentage of microorganisms that may cause disease. Cleaning involves the removal of visible organic and inorganic matter, such as soil, dirt, debris, salt, oils, and blood, from subjects or surfaces. The cleaning process should be conducted prior to the application of all disinfectants. First, remove all visible debris. To wash, scrub with soap or a detergent and water. The physical action of scrubbing with soap helps to further reduce the number of microorganisms as well as remove any oil or grease that may inhibit disinfection. Pay close attention to cleaning deep cracks, crevices, and pitted surfaces as these hold pathogens. After washing, rinse the item or area with clean water to remove residue. Soaps or detergents can inactivate some disinfectants. Allow clean equipment to drain and air dry before disinfecting. Surfaces must be allowed to dry because excess moisture, especially on surfaces, may dilute and reduce the effectiveness of many disinfectants. While cleaning and disinfecting, be sure to wash hands and other exposed skin to remove potentially harmful chemicals. Wear proper personal protective equipment, especially in the presence of known infectious agents or harsh chemicals.
Organic matter will inactivate disinfectants and must be removed before disinfectants are applied. Chlorine-based products such as bleach or chlorine dioxide are especially sensitive to this problem. Hard water can inactivate the active ingredient. A fresh solution of disinfectants should be prepared and used as the label directs and changed when it becomes visibly dirty. Consider the major risks you are concerned about, the surface type you wish to disinfect, and the conditions under which the disinfectant will be used, and then select a disinfectant that best suits those needs. Cleaning and disinfection resources are available at the Center for Food Security and Public Health. Everything you need to know for using the disinfectant is found on the label. Check the label for hazards. Follow the mixing directions and remember different classes of disinfectants should not be mixed together.
Contact time is necessary to kill germs and varies with different germs and products, from 1 hour to 1 minute. A quick splash in a foot bath is only going to give a false sense of security. It's important to follow label instructions regarding if a product has a contact time that needs to be achieved, meaning the surface needs to be wet for the entire time, or if the product can be applied and then allowed to dry during the contact time. Some products will need to be rinsed off, while others do not.
Surface or equipment disinfectants should not be applied directly to an animal or in areas with animals present unless it is labeled for such use. Read the label for warnings about using the disinfectant around animals, feeders, and in animal areas. If the label indicates, rinse the disinfectant off after the appropriate amount of contact time. Some products do not require rinsing and are safe for use around animals.
Remember to use the 4 buckets for managing biosecurity at and after the show. Exclude, separate, clean, and disinfect. For additional biosecurity resources and to learn more about youth livestock programs, visit the Wisconsin Youth Livestock Program online.